Okay, I'm not sure how well the audio is gonna record, especially with my dog racing down. Hey, you haven't seen my dog, have you? Best dog in the world. Every dog owner says that about their own dog. I know, I'm aware. But today, we're gonna be making burgers, maybe some grilled cheese too, because I know not everybody's a meat lover. So it's inclusive is what I'm saying. Yeah, burgers, Nerf guns, and Legos. Because I got that 330-second battle pack a couple days ago, and I'm gonna show that off. And I also built like this Lego base thing that I haven't shown off, and it's gonna be like an all-inclusive kind of thing. So, burgers first though. First thing you do before you start cooking, wash your hands. I don't care if you just came back from the bathroom and you washed your hands. You wash your hands. Okay, now for burgers, I have like a little setup. I usually get all my materials out before I start cooking, and while I'm getting my materials out, I get the pan hot. And unfortunately, I feel like we lost some pans during the move. This son of a bitch. I hate, dude. You know when the flies get all up in your ear too? Like, what are you doing? Stop it. But anyway, this is the pan we're using. It's not very big. I'm only able to do one burger at a time, but I think we only have one burger. So we're just about done getting set up here. Very anal retentive about these things. If I see something on the utensil, I don't use it. Because my parents were like, no, it's fine, you can still use it. And I'm like, well, it's not really fine. Here's what we got. So, cheese. I don't have sliced cheese, so shredded cheese will do. I got my burger, we only had one left. We got the buns under here. We're gonna toast those actually, and that's gonna make the burger a lot better. So I really recommend you do that. You've got this little plate right here. This is where we're gonna rest the patty, so the juices can sort of get out of there, because you don't want the juices getting on the bun and making it soggy. Especially if you don't toast your bun, it'll get really soggy and it'll make the burger gross. And we've got butter. So to toast the butter, or to toast the bun without burning it, you want to put butter down on the pan so that it doesn't burn, Besides that, of course, seasoning. I really don't feel like putting that much effort into seasoning. And to be honest with you, a good burger doesn't really need much seasoning, in my opinion. I'm just gonna do some salt and pepper. Simple, yet effective. Always make sure you clean your pan. This has been quite weathered, so yeah, it's gonna look a little rough, but it is what it is. I've got the heat right there. It's on 6, just to heat it up. You can heat it up quickly, but I don't recommend cooking your burger on that level of heat. I would do it right down there at medium, because for I'd say a lot of food in general, or a lot of meat, when you cook it, and if it cooks too fast, the outside will look done and finished, it'll look cooked, but the inside will be raw. So you want to cook it on a nice medium heat, so that both the outside and the inside cook evenly, without one side being undercooked and one side being overcooked. If you want to follow along with this, you can. Just make sure you're old enough to cook. If your parents say that you can cook, then by yourself, that is too, then follow along. If not, don't. And then just drop it in the pan. So, you just drop that all in there. Move that over. And with beef a lot, you don't really have to let it You don't need to put any like cooking spray on it. Oh, my alarm to let my dog is going off. But yeah, with like beef, come on, come on. This fool. Man, get your ass in the house, boy. I'll knock your shit out, dog. I snatched his chain too. I took his collar. Oh God, I'm getting static on my headphones. They do this weird thing. Oh God, that's horrible. Hold on a minute. So first and foremost, you don't let the burger cook too long on one side at a time. You want to flip it pretty often. I know unfortunately maybe for like a lot of beginners, I don't have like a specific time frame for you to like flip it, which is something I kind of got annoyed with when like my dad taught me how to like make burgers. He was like, you just kind of got to feel it out, which you do. And as you go on, you'll get a better like internal timer and you'll be able to know when to flip it. But yeah, flip it often. You want both sides cooked evenly, and again, you still want to give the inside of the burger enough time to be cooked all the way through. But yeah, the headphone problem, my headphones are like broken. I need new headphones, but to fix it, I gotta like smack the shit out of them like that, and then they're fine. And if you're wondering what I was listening to, perhaps, which doesn't really matter if you're wondering or not, it's a good song. Hold on a minute. Okay, whatever. Oh, there it goes. But anyway, oh, Jet Fuel, Mac Miller. Jet Fuel and Self-Care, very good songs. Headphones are going static again. Oh, also another thing to be aware of, you see that ring, that like brown ring right there around the burger? That means that the burger, it's like the ends on this side are like coming down more than the middle, which is why this part is a little bit less cooked than this part. So what I like to do is just press down on these ends so that they will round up. And that way, I can balance out the area that's being cooked on this side of the burger so that it comes to the middle a little bit more. Also, while you're cooking, you always want to be cleaning as much as you can. So this little piece right here that was on the bottom of the burger, as well as the package I got the burger out of, throw that in the trash. You want to keep as clean of a working space as possible. Next song. Chamber of Reflections by Mac DeMarco. And you know what? Well, actually I wanted to show you my wallpaper first. See that? The clones, baby, yes sir. Very cool wallpaper. But big shout out to Sim, because I'd say for a long time, I'd say maybe up until like middle school, like after I got out of middle school, my music taste was it wasn't refined yet. Hold on. Alright, so this is what the burger looks like right here. That's pretty good. I think I left it a little bit longer than I meant to. And this isn't burnt, by the way. This is perfectly fine. But what I'm saying, you don't want to have one side, you don't want to have any side or both sides cooked over yet before the inside is able to cook properly, because you might burn the burger. But again, that's okay. And since the rings on the other side formed, you want to push down in the middle to make sure that middle cooks a little bit better. And I use a fork. My dad always cooks. Well, he doesn't always cook with a fork, but like when he can't find like a spatula or a regular cooking utensil, he'll like use a fork. Like he'll use a fork to cook like eggs, burgers, any sort of food, like even like chicken. And I always thought that was really cool. So now I do it, especially if I don't want to clean like a spatula. Because spatulas are a little more difficult to clean. You know, it just looks cool. It looked cool to me, so that's what I do. But anyway, the music. Sim is like we're getting to the good part of the song, so I had to stop real quick. But Sim has like a very diverse and explorative taste in music. He listened to a variety of things, and he introduced me to that in high school. And now I have like a very expansive playlist. I've got like 26 playlists, right? Ooh, alone again. Oh my goodness. But yeah, and initially before Sim, I had like a, sorry about the light. I usually walk around while I'm cooking and the light's getting there, so my bad. But I used to only have like a rap playlist and then like a rock playlist, and then I would group in like 90s rap, early 2000s rap, some R&B, like modern rap in there, and it just wouldn't, there's different genres of music, there's different feels of music, and certain songs belong in certain genres, right? Like, because they're categorized like that. So when Sim came along, I was like, oh man, there's first of all this other new music, but I can improve my listening experience if I separate my music accordingly, you know? And that's something I encourage you guys to do. Explore like some music, you know? And it can be hard. And to be honest with you, even when you do try to explore music, it can be difficult. And I'll get to that in a minute. Also, the telltale to know if the inside is cooked or not is you take like a fork or a knife and you press down in the middle. And it's kind of hard, you probably can't see it, but if the juices come out pink when you press down in the middle like that, that means the inside is still raw and you need more time for it to cook. But, next song, let me show y'all. It is Shut Up, My Mom Is Calling by Hotel Ugly. Really good song. It's got some funk to it. But usually the music I find is, it's usually by hearing somebody else. Like, I built up a pretty strong playlist from like my parents, because my dad, he is black and he grew up in the 80s and 90s. He was born in the 70s, so he had a lot more of that like 90s rap, that early 2000s rap that I wasn't necessarily alive for or wouldn't remember, and R&B. The early 2000s was a great time for R&B and rap. It was just a really good time for it, and you can just tell by listening to the music that came out from that year. So yeah, I usually get my music from other people or just by chance. And I'll expand on that in a minute. Okay, so this burger, I'm gonna hit the middle. I don't really see any pink. It looks cooked. It is cooked. But because I like to always be sure about like my food, I usually leave it on there for a little bit longer than it needs to be, just to be sure. But it is cooked, and I could probably take it off right now and it would be fine. But I'm gonna probably leave it on there for one more flip, and then we'll take it off, and then we're gonna toast the buns. But yeah, even when I search for music, I don't find what I'm looking for. And while I'm looking for other kinds, or like while I'm looking for the music I went out to look for, I'll find something else by accident, and then I'll like look at that, right? So, and then I'll find new music that way, and that's a way to do it. And the good thing about a fork is you could just take this. Make sure you kind of dip it off like this. Normally I wouldn't do it this way, but you just make sure the grease is off, and then quickly over here on there. Let the juices kind of get out a little bit so your bun doesn't get soggy. Normally, what I would do is pick up the pan with this hand, and also going to say something about that, and then bring it over and then put it over there just to, you know, make the transfer a little bit easier. But with a fork, you can obviously just like pick it out like that. But next, what you want to do, make sure you get all your grease out. Well, not like all the grease, you're not going to get all of it out, of course, but just you saw that like big puddle right there, just get that out, right? You don't want that getting on the buns. You want as little amount of grease getting on the buns. The next part is going to be kind of quick. I wonder if I can get it. Ooh, next song, Hold Me Down by the Simps. If you don't know who the Simps are, actually take the pan off the heat. If there's nothing on the pan and you've already just cooked something, just take it off until you put something back on there. But anyway, the Simps, Zahara, and Idris. They, if you don't know who Idris is, you probably do. Jealous, that song that came out like, oh, it was like years ago, but it was really popular on TikTok. And there was that edit with Gus from Breaking Bad when he's in the elevator and he's like doing that little like finger twitch thing. And then the background is like all the memories that he has. And then it's that edit with like Idris's song with Jealous sped up. It's that song. And he's a really good artist. And I really recommend him. And then the Simps is a group with him and Zahara, who's also really good. So I recommend them. They're the Simps, by the way, THESIMPS. I know you guys know how to spell, but you know, it's really good. It's very good skating music. I'm not like an avid skateboarder, but my brother did teach me how to do it. I'm not that good at it, but it's very good skating music. And lo and behold, Idris skateboards in like all of his music videos. Anyway, next thing we're gonna do, toast the buns. I got the buns right here. And I got some butter right here. You do not need a lot of butter. I cannot stress this enough. You don't need a lot of butter. If you do accidentally put too much, that's like fine. It's not going to kill you. But the point is, oh, I forgot to season the burger. Dude, I was talking too much. It's all right though. Make sure you do that next time, because if you already pulled the burger off, then, oh boy, the light. But if you already pulled the burger off, it's whatever, it's fine. But yeah. We want healthy here. We don't want to cook a burger for like the protein and like the calories and all that, instead of like going to McDonald's and getting it and then just like dump half a stick of butter in there. So I'm gonna take like this much. See that? Knife by comparison. So I'm gonna take this. Oh boy. It's gonna be kind of hard to do with the camera, but that's okay. So, on there, and you're just gonna kind of shimmy it around. Normally, I would try to do this, well, not normally anymore, but I would try to like spread the butter with the fork, but it would simply just break apart too quickly because of how hot the pan is. So you just kind of want to swab one end. You want to get the bottom end of the bun pretty well. Back on, and then get the top half. And if you're like a kid, do not do what I'm doing. This is, you can do it like this, and that's just how I prefer to do it, but for a kid it's not safe, so don't do that. I would recommend flipping it with like a fork or a spatula if you got it, and yeah, do it that way. But anyway, since the bun is coming up like this, you kind of want to press down in the middle a little bit. Again, if you're a child, use a fork. Well, if you're a child, you shouldn't be cooking. But if you're a little bit less experienced with this, use a fork. So there's that. And we're just gonna let that go. Remember, this is bread, so it will toast a little bit quicker. And while this happens, we're gonna go ahead and grab a small piece of butter again. Also, something to be aware of, that'll be good. And that's when I'm like spreading around, but like I said, it's a little quick. So we grab this little guy over here, kind of swab it a little bit. Again, if you're not experienced, do not use your hand. Use like a fork. And we're still on medium heat, by the way. After the pan is heating up, at least I personally just stay on medium heat for the rest of the process. Remember, don't be afraid of the, if you are like experienced or like less experienced, like you see like how I'm doing this right here, like I'm kind of like it's going to be hot, and sometimes like if a little bit of grease gets on you, like it'll hurt. It won't like, it's not going to disfigure you. And again, this is only for like more familiar people with cooking and stuff. Let's check on the bottom side of this bun. That's about the look we're going for. You really want to like push down the middle so that you can get this toasted. And I'm going to leave it on for a little bit longer and push down a little bit harder to see if I can really get that middle toasted a little bit. And sometimes you get like some entrails of the burger that was left on the pan on top of the bun. I've had that happen a lot, and that's okay. It happens. You could also just do this on like a completely separate pan. Or if you had a bigger pan, you could keep part of the pan like a little bit cleaner so that, there we go, so that you could toast the buns a little bit cleaner. Okay. So once your top is looking like that, the lighter brown right here, got darker brown on the edges, go ahead and take that off. Oh, I can get it off. Just gonna set that aside right over there. And this little guy right here, she's done. Of course, you want it to be as even as possible, but I don't think we're gonna get that. And this just adds a little bit of crunch to the burger. It makes sure that the juices from the burger itself do not like soggy up the bun. And if it does, the bun is a little bit tougher now, so that it won't kind of sog up as easy. Anyway, as soon as you're done, turn your heat off. I already did it. It's on off right there, and make sure it's on off. You might have a sign right there that says like cooktop hot. That's of course because the cooktop is on. And always take your pan off the heat. Be aware this will be hot for a while. So just steer clear of it. Awareness. And go ahead. Turn the water on. Big thing. You see that huge smoke cloud right there? It's not gonna hurt you, but like you're gonna feel that heat. So when you put a pan under like cold water and it cools it down, that heat's gonna come off. Stay back. Just like you don't have to like exaggerate it. You just like, I don't know if I can. You just, this pan there, your face is over here. Same thing with the oven. Whenever you open up the oven, like the oven's not on or anything right now, but whenever I'm making like a pizza, you just open it from the side and then let that initial heat wave come out. And so you don't get like hit by that. Again, it's not gonna like kill you or like hurt you, but you're gonna feel that heat. And especially if like you're younger, I don't know. And also all this would be hot too. So never touch any part of the oven with your bare hand, especially if you don't know if it's been used recently. Always ask, And if you don't know, best to assume that it's hot. And go proceed accordingly to that. Food safety. And also we're gonna clean. And I'm gonna, hold on a minute, adjust my head. And also, after I'm done eating, well, I'm not gonna eat yet because I'm gonna clean up first and then I'm gonna eat, because that's also important. You do not cook any food. You do not use any utensils, pans, plates, cooktops, anything without cleaning up afterwards. All right? If you clean it, you cook it. Or if you cook it, you clean it. So, a moment. Fuck, I gotta wash this plate now. Which means I gotta wash my hands again. So, that's it for burgers. Hope you learned something. If you did participate, I hope you did so safely. I hope you cleaned up after you were done. Hope the burger came out good. Yeah. And then now we're either, I think, yeah, because I don't really want to move around that much, so I'm probably going to show off the Legos, and then we'll do some Nerf gun shooting. So, yeah. All right, now I kind of have a bit of stuff out because I was just going through like I haven't unpacked my all of my Legos, but when I was going through them, because I wanted to bring out like my 501st guys, and then my 212th guys, and of course the 332nd guys. So I will show you all of that now. So this is the base I built. Right, we'll go through the nitty gritty in a moment. This is what I got. I just placed all my guys in here. We can pull them out a little bit, sort of line them up, show you what's up. But first, I will show you the. Oh wait, no, that's not the 332nd guys that I got. Here are the boys, the homies. Oh, Bond's visor down. Son of a bitch. There we go. Okay, well his gun is a little fucked up, but that's okay. Anyway, here are the guys. Look cool. I think the helmet design, no, it's not. The helmet designs are consistent with the other 332nd guys I got, but here they are. They look cool. I like them. And I got Vaughn, so he's cool. And where's the boy? Let me find little homie right quick. Yeah, put him in the comms room here. Get your little ass out of there. Okay. Commander Cody. And you might be wondering, this version of Commander Cody. Miles, where that version would only come out with a certain type of set. And I would say, what are you talking about? Why would you say that? What an idiotic thing to even suggest. Surely you're jesting at the thought that I would have such an imaginary set. But of course, I lied to you, because here it is. My first paycheck that I got when I went back to Walmart, I got this, and I got a pair of Bluetooth headphones. But yeah, it's freaking awesome. I love it so much. I always wanted one of these things. I really want a turbo tank too, so I'd probably get one of those these days. But in the front, you got a cockpit that comes out like that. That's where the pilot goes. I took all the minifigures out. And then you got like a little thing in here. You can put some guys in there. Got a space in the back. In there. So that's very cool. Of course, you got the ass turrets. These two big bald boys. The main gun. Oh yeah. Look at that gun elevation too. Shoot your mom out of the sky because she's as big as a goddamn star. Got him. Anyway. 4 front turrets. And of course, who doesn't love when the pilot is just exposed right in the front right there? Sort of a design flaw maybe, depending on who you ask. If you ask me. So we'll start over here. I have 5 main power positions, right? Because power positions are important. So one is a turret position that overlooks this entire like little strip, right? And then I've got some elevation right here in a version of a sniper tower. I got a little ladder right here that gets you up there, some cover on the top. And then right here I have the radar room. As you can see, these like little panels have like little radar display on them. And then I've got the comms room right here. Now, the comms room and the radar room actually have a function, and this is just stuff like I made up, if this were like a real like map that you could play on, right? So the radar room allows you to Oh yeah, and also the mortar position right here. It's got this like little targeting thing. I don't think you can really see it though. Oh yeah, you can. See, right there. It's got a little like targeting display. And then you got this like little bunker right here, like windows and stuff that you can shoot out of. You've also got like an armory over here. It's got guns and it's got a shovel. There's nothing really there for you to use. And there's also like a little med kit right here that's protected by these two walls. You can't shoot out of here, but you can. There wouldn't really be a reason to if you were going there to heal, but also if you just, needed to escape. But anyway, the radar room coincides directly with the mortar room, because radar, if you have control of radar but you don't have control of mortar, you can see where an enemy player it would be on the map, right? But if you have control of radar and you have control of mortar, then you can see where somebody is on the map, and then a teammate who's at mortar could see where that person you spotted is, and then you could call in sort of like an artillery strike and then take them out. So of course, with elevation, it's like a sniper position. You can see more with longer range weapons. You can like outplay opponents who don't have weapons that can reach you. Of course, certain types of cover wouldn't really work, and just also for like recon, you can report enemy positions. I don't know why I'm so sniffly right now. But anyway, you got this little machine gun position, which, if you have control of it, would essentially lock off this entire stretch of the map, this entire stretch right here. And I figured if this is an enemy player and you've got an enemy team in this general area, you need a place that you can go that you wouldn't be forced into this, right? Because that would be kind of unfair, and you also wouldn't be forced into kind of being like screwed out in the open here. So there's this little bunker here that you can come in here, you can fire out this way, and you can fire out this way, but of course it wouldn't give you a direct angle on here, and you can sort of peek from this corner going that way. And yeah, that way you don't technically have to run directly into the machine gun fire. Now, the comms room, right? The comms room coincides with, let me find it. Oh yeah, this. I usually keep it on top of the sniper. Keep it on top of this. What am I talking about? Keep it on top of the sniper tower, but it must have fallen off. So the comms room, you can basically like call in for like a care package sort of, but you call in for like a sentry / a mobile turret, and you can call this anywhere on the map. So let's say you wanted to move, right? Like you were caught in between enemy players right here and then this machine gun, but you needed some way to be able to move without getting shot. So what you would do is capture comms room over here, call in the sentry, suppressing fire on this guy, or at least give him something to like be distracted with, and then come around here. You can like get down right here if like you're low enough. You can like get down so you can't get shot. But of course, if you don't have suppressing fire or something distracting the turret, you might not be able to make that run. But of course, you get all the way around here. Let's use Cody. You get around here, you're safe from machine gun fire, and then you have stand up. And then you have cover if you need to attack this way. But if you already have the comms room, then you should probably be good for the most part. And it opens you up to a flank on the sentry. What's next? Oh yes, Nerf guns. We're not going to shoot it. Well, we're not going to shoot them. We are going to shoot them, but there's a way to do this responsibly. If you're anyone, doesn't really matter who, don't do this. Because my dad would get mad at me for doing this, but I am uploading this, so at least I plan to. I also got my brother's shotgun right here. And oh boy, you know what? Before I get into the fun, if you are, again, anybody with any gun at all, whether it be real, Nerf, the airsoft, paintball, just don't, unless it's agreed upon, you know, unless if it's you know, like Nerf gun, airsoft, don't shoot at anybody's eyes or face. Don't shoot at anybody's nuts. Don't shoot at anybody unless you've agreed that you want to do that, you know? Like if you go, like I went paintballing and you have masks, you have protective equipment to make sure your lineage doesn't end with a paintball to the left nut. But let me turn the lights back on. And to make sure your eyeball isn't replaced with a paintball. So always exercise caution and what is it called? Like, it's not muzzle awareness, but barrel awareness. I forget what it's called. So what we're gonna do is grab 3 solo cups and then go to an area where nothing is going to get hit or damaged, because God damn it, I may not be doing something I should be doing, but I'm gonna be responsible about doing something I shouldn't be doing. Because I put burgers, Nerf guns, and Legos into this title of this video, or at least I plan to. And I wouldn't shortchange you here. And honestly, we're not really gonna be doing too much of this anyway. It's gonna be very short. Let's see if I can get you a good angle. And I also want to explore the reality of like canting and stuff. And is that even possible? Like in a practical sense, is that even possible? Okay. So there you go. And might I add, this is my brother's Nerf gun. He's older than me, but like he's got a fine piece right here, if I do say so myself. Okay, and this like era, this generation of Nerf guns are powerful because these have like the little balls in them, which can like really hurt. And these actually have safeties now. These actually have safeties. Like, and if I were to flip this up, or down, my bad, flip it down, now it would actually fire. Always have the safety on, no matter what, even if it's one of these, real or not, I don't care. Don't have it off unless you intend to shoot. Don't put your finger on the trigger unless you intend to shoot. You know, all the good safety stuff. So I'm gonna take the safety off. And then we're gonna point it right at that first cup. Oh yeah, also you might want to turn your volume down because this is probably gonna shred ass. It fired too. And what's really cool is that they like load in from the top like this. Oh, hold on, let me see. Yeah, they load in from the top like this, and you do the old put it in there with the thumb, and then you fucking just, it feels great. And I flip that hell upside down. Hit my shots. Whoa, that came flying back. Which, you know, basically, oh, face up. We're good. Which leads me to my next point. Safety goggles for this. I'm a bad boy, so my eyes are like Baki's. I could just fly into 2 extended fingers and be cool. But you're softies, so you probably couldn't do that. Which is fine, you know, softies, it's all right. You don't have to be embarrassed by that. Anyway, if you can hit this. I'm aiming too high. What the hell's going on here? I think I was aiming too low. This is why Nerf guns seem so exhilarating at first and then quickly lose the oomph because then you gotta go pick them up. And I don't want to pick all of them up at one time, and I don't really want to pick them up individually either, but you gotta pick your poison. Damn. Woo-wee. Boy, I tell you, let me get some butt shot in that bitch right there. I tell you, I hit the big foot from about 300 yards away. Boy, I tell you what.
Me and the boys every hunting season we go out. We go hunt. We go down to the woods, get our little hunting certification license and all that during hunting season. We go out there for Bigfoot. I tell you, we maybe catch some deer out there, bring them back for the family, have a little bit of. You ever had some medicine before? I think you're gonna shoot down.
One last look at the dog.